Welcome to the space between two lines. I'm Alex Saunders, and this is a space for real, honest conversations about fertility, pregnancy loss, and the journey to parenthood. Here, we hear the stories of people navigating the highs, the lows, and everything in between. A place to feel seen, understood, and less alone. Because every story matters, and so does yours. Today, Katie shares her secondary infertility journey after conceiving her first child naturally. After more than a year of trying for their second baby, she turned to IVF, experiencing both hope and heartbreak, including a missed miscarriage. Her story explores the quiet reality of secondary infertility, grief alongside gratitude, and the resilience it takes to keep moving forward. Welcome, Katie, to the podcast. Thank you so much for being here and being super brave today and sharing a really vulnerable story. I know it will be really helpful for other people that might be going through something similar. And I'm sure there's probably some people out there that will be able to relate to your story today. So thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me.
So to begin with, did you want to just introduce yourself to our audience? Yes, a little bit about yourself.
I'm Katie, and I have 3 children, Phoenix, who's 8, Harlow, who's almost 3, and Memphis, who's 5 months old.
I want to go back to, obviously you've got 3 beautiful children now.
Yes.
But I want to take you back to life before Phoenix.
Yes, yeah.
And I guess when you decided that you were ready, or when you started thinking about conceiving, and what your mindset was, and I guess what your thoughts around fertility were at that point as well.
Yeah. Well, I think I'd been on the pill since I was 15 or 16, like most girls my age, I reckon. And I thought as soon as I'd go off it, we'd be pregnant straight away. And I guess Josh and I started thinking about it. It was his 30th, and we sort of had decided maybe it was time, and that was in April, and I probably stopped the pill around then. And but I wouldn't say we were trying. Like I wasn't tracking.
Yeah.
And then it wasn't until the following February when we actually fell pregnant. We were in America and just got engaged, and it all happened. Yeah.
Amazing. So obviously you felt pregnant naturally with Felix. Was that pretty straightforward for you?
Yeah. I guess there was no issues. Everything was pretty standard.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, cool. And I guess because obviously it took you a little while, but because you did get pregnant naturally, what were your thoughts at that point around fertility and your own fertility as well?
I just assumed it was just a timing thing.
Yeah.
It probably wasn't until like towards the end of like the year when I was sort of thinking about it more, that I was like kind of tracked it a little bit. But I just put it down to maybe having my cycle wrong, not actually knowing much about when I should have been trying.
Yeah.
And also thought, because I had been on the pill for so long, I thought it might have taken me longer for it, I guess, to leave the system.
Yeah, and that's another thing that people tell you when you come off the pill, that like you might not get your period back, and not be ovulating properly. So yeah, it is a bit of a kind of waiting game, isn't it? And guessing game. Okay, so I'm going to move in to when you started trying for your second child, because that's probably where your story in the kind of the realm of, I guess, infertility, fertility really begins. So when did you and Josh first of all decide you were ready to grow your family?
I guess Phoenix was probably around 3.
Yeah.
And we really started thinking about it because I didn't want a huge age gap.
Yeah.
And I guess had left it already a bit.
Yeah.
In between that, we had opened our cafe.
Yeah.
And so I guess that was our baby at the time. And we had to both be there full time.
Yeah.
So it was really hard to even sort of think about what that would look like if we had another baby and stepping away.
Yeah.
And then we started trying, and it probably got to about 12 months of trying
Yeah.
and I went, "Nah, like, let's just go and talk to someone. If there is an issue, I'd rather know now and just, like, do it straight away rather than wait another 6 months."
Yeah.
Just 'cause in my mind, I didn't want that age gap for her and her sibling.
Yeah. Okay. So, and when you were trying throughout that year, did you start doing like your timing with your
Yeah.
ovulation?
I had the app, I had the date,
Yeah.
everything. Yeah, so I wasn't necessarily concerned because then I did start looking into it a bit. Um, and like, we were both stressed,
Yep.
working in our own business because Josh was a chef. I'd heard that chefs can have infertility issues. So I was like, yeah, maybe that. And then I kept thinking when we fell pregnant with Phoenix, we were in New York in the snow. And I was like, so we're relaxed, we're in a cold environment.
Yeah.
So I was like, maybe we need to go on a holiday. Like, but yeah, so that's, but I definitely, probably only after a couple of months of trying with Harlow, I went straight to the app and
Yeah. Started.
yeah.
Yeah. And would you say did throughout, because obviously when you first start trying, when you've naturally conceived the first time around, you probably do have quite a relaxed, maybe not so relaxed, but your mindset is thinking that you will get pregnant.
Yeah,
Was there a point throughout that year that your mindset shifted and your emotions kind of changed around that?
definitely.
Yeah.
And I think too, you lose the fun because it's they have to by this date have to do this by this date. It's not, and it's like you come home from work and you're exhausted.
Yeah.
You're like, but it's the day,
Do,
like you
yeah.
have to.
Yeah.
And so it wasn't. It was like a job again. It
Yeah.
wasn't something
Yeah.
fun to do.
Yeah.
And then I definitely started thinking, not that we were even that old, but I was like, is it my age? Is that a factor?
Yeah.
Um, and then yeah, it I guess was probably like 6 months in. I was like, this is
And at that point, I guess throughout that year as well, were there any impacts other than obviously it becoming like a job and it's not fun for the both of you, but were there any other impacts on your relationship or were you just kind of moving through the months?
I think just having the cafe
Yep.
was just I just felt like that we couldn't let anything impact us. Because we were working together,
Yep.
then we're at home together.
Mhm. Yep.
Like, definitely was like we had frustrations, but I don't know if that was coming from trying or from the business. It was probably a combination of all.
Yep.
Um, but it definitely I was like, as because there's no fun in it, it's you just sort of, I don't know, lose
Yeah.
that connection and
Yeah. Yep. For sure. Okay, so then after the year of trying, you've decided you're going to go seek some support. What steps were involved in that, and what was that?
My GP gave me a referral to Monash.
Yep.
And I went straight and spoke to one of the ladies there. Um, and then we were gonna do I forget what it's called, but like the assisted
Ovulation induction.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Um, and then when they did Josh's sperm count, they were just like, let's probably try IVF.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you before so I should have also asked, with your when you were trying naturally, are your cycles like are they easy to track? Do you ovulate every month?
Yeah.
As far as you know, ovulate every month?
I think it's like every 28 days.
Yeah.
Pretty bang on.
Yeah.
But I did find when I was doing one of them, when I should have been ovulating, was never that time.
Okay.
So, like, it would never come up on the test.
Yeah.
And so it was, I think it was, a little bit before, a little bit after.
Yeah, but you could still kind of track
But
it.
I knew there was, a few day window where,
Yeah. Okay. No worries. I guess, and then so you've made the decision to move forward to IVF. What was that initial experience like and what steps were involved, like, once you'd made that decision? And was it quite a quick process to be able to start?
I think like, because the doctor did say, like, Josh and I, obviously we can fall pregnant naturally. It was just a numbers thing for us. So
Yep.
he had low count.
Okay. Yep.
So just the percentage of it happening.
Yep.
And I was just, because we had waited so long, I was like, no, let's just go straight to that. And then I think probably within 3 to 4 months, we would have been pregnant.
Yep.
Okay. I was really lucky with us, as I wasn't me. We got a really big retrieval when they first did it, and they were going to do a straight transfer, but my ovaries were so overstimulated we had to wait a month, so that set us back.
Yep.
The process actually ended up being really quick for us.
Yep.
I know that's not the case for
Yeah.
everyone.
Yeah.
So I was really lucky in that sense.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So, and do you mind sharing how many eggs that you, if you can remember, how many they collected, or even how many embryos?
It was like, so it was like 30.
Yeah. Wow. Yep.
And then I didn't know that was a lot until the girl next to me had only got 8.
Okay.
And so like, and then knowing that, like, what, 50%.
Yeah.
I think in the end we had 8 embryos that we could use.
Which is amazing.
Yeah. So yeah.
How did you feel when you were doing IVF in terms of just like, did you know anyone who was going through IVF? Did you keep it to yourself, or did you share it with anyone? Like, what were your feelings at that time?
I didn't know anyone that had,
Yep.
and I was very open and would tell people.
Yep.
Yeah, I've never been someone not to share. Like, I think probably even when I fell pregnant with Phoenix, I probably told you and Nick. I was never someone that would, like, I still remember someone saying, "Oh, you should wait." And I was like, "No, I'm telling people." Yeah. So, yeah, a few people did know that we were doing IVF. And yeah, I don't know. I've just always been okay with sharing that.
Yep.
And then once I did, then I learned, like,
I love.
so many other people.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Makes it a lot less isolating, I think, when you do share that.
Yes.
Share. Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure. So you had your frozen transfer. Was the first one that you did successful?
Yes.
And that was Harlow?
And that was Harlow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Amazing.
So that, and then after I fell pregnant with Harlow, then a couple of people I met were doing transfers at similar times, and they weren't having any luck. So for me to go in, get so many eggs and fall pregnant, like, straight away, I was just very grateful.
Yeah. Yeah.
But also I think because I knew that I could fall pregnant, and that I knew that it was going to be okay.
Yeah.
Like, so yeah.
Yeah. So, how was your pregnancy with Harlow? Was that pretty straightforward?
Yeah. Pregnancy is horrible on me.
Yep.
I'm sick all the time. It didn't help that I, like, the smell of coffee would make.
Yeah, I couldn't imagine working around coffee in first trimester. Or
And then, yeah, I don't think we had, like, any issues. I did have the diabetes.
oh yeah,
So,
just
yeah,
diabetes. Yep.
with him. But that was definitely just because all I would eat was cookies. So
Yeah.
it was self-inflicted, I guess. But yeah, other than that, very straightforward. Yeah, didn't have any concerns.
Yeah, and I guess because you did go through IVF for that second pregnancy, did your pregnancies feel different, or did you feel the same in your confidence and how you felt? Obviously, besides the physical.
Yeah, I think probably, yeah, I didn't even sort of ever think of anything that could go wrong.
Yeah.
I think knowing so early, because it's like 4 or 5 weeks, like, that was hard, those first 5 weeks, just to sort of, I guess, get over that milestone.
Yeah.
Was, I guess I was nervous then, but definitely not like I have been afterwards. But yeah, I think I was, quietly confident, I guess, would be the best way to put it.
Yep. Okay, so after you have had Harlow, how old was he when you guys decided that you were ready for the baby?
So he must have only just been over 1 because I sort of wanted them to be 2 years apart. Yeah, so I was like, "Okay, let's go back."
Yeah. And you
Check
still had,
them.
what, like 7 embryos?
Yes.
Yeah.
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 Um, I don't even know, because I remember Josh saying, like, "No way, we're not doing it." I don't even know when the turning point was.
Okay. So did you both always want 3 kids, or was that just a decision you made?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just remember having Harlow and being in the hospital bed, and I'm just like, "I'm not done."
Yep.
Like, I already knew then I wanted another baby.
Yep.
I think maybe, just, that waiting so long
Yeah.
to have a second one, I was like, "Okay, nah, I want more of this."
Yep.
But then also I thought that was just maybe the crazy hormones.
Yeah.
Um,
Post baby, yeah.
and yeah, just there was a point I was like, "No, let's go for number 3."
So you went in, had another frozen transfer.
Yeah.
Did you do natural cycles for your IVF, or did you have to take medication?
I still had to take the medication,
Yeah.
just a lot lower dose, I think, than what others would have to do.
Yeah. And did you do a trigger shot and then
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Actually, I think, no, for one of them, I didn't do a trigger shot because I had ovulated myself.
Okay.
Yeah, there was one I was
Two.
meant to do a shot, and then they were like, "No, just come in."
And just
Yeah.
yeah. Okay. Cool. So when you went in, the first time you went in for that frozen embryo transfer, what did that look like? Was it successful?
Yeah,
It was.
successful.
Yeah.
Yeah, everything, all the, blood tests and everything came back straight away. All was looking good.
Yep.
Yeah, and wasn't had the NIPS test.
Yep.
That was all good.
Yep.
Yeah, we got the NIPS test back on the Friday.
Yep.
And then the Monday, the weekend, yeah, I started spotting.
Okay. Yeah.
But sort of because I'd had the NIPS test, I was like, "Oh, they say everything's fine."
Yeah.
And
With
the heart,
there's common in pregnancy.
Yeah.
They tell you that as well. Yeah.
so I was just like, "Oh, it's just spotting." Didn't think much of it. And then I went because he can't go in public health, he can't go to the maternity ward till he's 16 weeks.
Okay.
So I had to go to emergency.
Oh, yeah.
And it was a Monday, and so Monday's, the worst day to go, and I think I was in there for, 8 hours, only to get a scan to say, "We can't tell you anything here, you have to get a further scan." So whoever triaged me should have said, "Better to call this number and do that."
So, yeah.
But anyway, but I just remember sitting there, and I think there was just a point where I went, "I don't think this is gonna be a good outcome." I just sort of, and I just remember I was crying, and a lady in there was like, "Are you okay?" And I was like, "I think I'm having a miscarriage," and just.
So were you sitting just in the emergency
Yeah.
waiting? Oh, how awful.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's so hard.
And so then I, straight away changed my private health insurance.
Yeah.
Because I was like, "I'm not doing this again."
Yeah.
I had both Harlow and Phoenix through public, and it was perfectly fine, but I was just like, I need to be able to just call my doctor and go in and see.
So you were in emergency and you were still spotting throughout that time.
Yeah.
And then you went somewhere else to have a scan?
Yeah, so I had a scan the next day.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's when, and I knew straight away. I could see on the screen,
Yeah.
and I could tell she couldn't find anything.
Yeah.
So, yeah, so it didn't have a heartbeat.
Yeah.
And then when I had to get another scan because I was 13 weeks, so they had to just get the sizing and everything before anything. So
Okay. So how long were you waiting from that scan to get the next scan?
so I had one on the Tuesday, then one on the Wednesday.
Yeah.
And then they booked me in on the Thursday.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I can imagine that would have been really hard and obviously quite a shock because you had all the tests. These were looking amazing.
Yeah.
At that point, could they give you any explanation for what?
No.
Okay.
And I think too, because I was having that second scan, I kept being like, "Oh, maybe it just wasn't a detailed scan. Maybe they will find a heartbeat." You just, you want to hold that hope. But when they did the second scan, I was only measuring like 12 weeks. So I'd had a miscarriage.
Yeah. Okay.
So like I'd actually miscarried earlier, but my body hadn't
Actually, yeah.
yeah
Okay. Realized.
realized. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So then, so you went in for a DNC,
Yes.
and then I guess what was the days, weeks after that? I guess for yourself grieving, but then also grieving as a mom at the same
Yeah.
time.
I think too, because Harlow was too
Yeah.
young to know, but like Phoenix knew, and it was just, and as I said, I tell everyone everything.
Yeah.
So like it was my birthday, and I just announced that we were pregnant because we had got everything right.
Yeah.
Everything came back all right.
Yeah.
So that also was a shock to then have to turn around and say, "Oh no, we've
Tell everyone.
lost the
Yeah.
baby."
Yeah.
And yeah, then Josh was really good. He gave me my space and time just to sort of hang out in bed. Really, I didn't do much. Um, but yeah, it was hard trying to explain to the kids like what had happened. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Phoenix has always been very understanding of death. So I think that helped.
Yeah.
Um, yeah.
Throughout that time, like after the loss, I guess from from both a medical system perspective, and I guess you've already spoken about this because you went to private health insurance, but like, did you feel supported around that time? And then also, did you feel like well supported by the people around you?
Um, yeah, I'd say the people around me definitely, but I kind of feel like, especially just the way I guess and understand it. There is so many miscarriages before 16 weeks.
Yeah.
So I understand why they can't have everyone going into maternity suite.
Yeah.
But it just to be able to do that, it'd be so much better.
Yeah.
Um, and then I kind of did just feel like it was like, oh well, it happens to everyone at this age. Like sort of just, like
Another number.
yeah, another number. Yeah.
Awful. Yeah.
Um, yeah, definitely not the type of care that I felt with my next pregnancy.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Of course. And I guess, was there any tools you used or anything you lent on at the time to move through that grief and loss?
I actually went to the gym. I was always going to the gym, but I think I went to the gym sort of
A lot.
a lot.
Yeah.
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 Also, I knew that because I had changed to private health, I couldn't fall pregnant for like 3 months. So just to make sure that I was within the 12-month waiting period.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, I've got 3 months to like go and smash this out.
Just do you.
Yeah. And I think like it doesn't make it easier, but when you do have other kids, you've got to get through it.
Yeah. You've got to get out of bed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then just finding a few different groups on Instagram, reading different stories, and all of a sudden that was my algorithm. So was constantly seeing things like that, hearing other people, and then so many people coming to me and saying, "Oh, we had miscarriage here, we've done it." Like, so it was, yeah, just talking about it
And then you've spoken about the 3-month waiting period with your private health insurance, but when was the time that you felt ready to try again? Did you feel ready, like you wanted to be pregnant again straight away, or you think you really needed some time to heal?
I think probably having that time was good,
Yeah.
but I did want to be pregnant straight away. I think I put such a timeline on it. Looking back now, I shouldn't have, but I was just so like, oh no, if we were having a baby by this day, like, but I wouldn't change it now. But yeah, I'm glad I did have to wait.
Yeah.
Just to give myself a little bit of
A break.
break. Plus having to do the hormones, the shots and all that again.
So then you made the decision to go again. So you started taking all of the medications and going in for a frozen transfer.
Yes, for another transfer. Yeah, and so when we found out with the NIPS test, we found out we were having a boy, and Phoenix and I had kind of convinced ourselves we were having a girl.
Yeah.
So I was feeling not disappointed, but just, I don't know how to explain it. But yeah, I was just like, oh. And then I was like, I felt guilty for ever being like,
Oh, yeah.
it was a boy. So when we were going in for the next one, I was like, you can't, like, you've just got to be happy and grateful no matter what. Like, just, yeah. Again, it was successful. But this time I was, because I've, like, with Harlow, because everything happened like textbook. And then when it didn't happen the next time, I just didn't know then how to, like, every time I'd go in and get a blood test, I was thinking the worst.
Yeah.
And every little, like, strange feeling is that something was okay. Got the NIPS result and was another boy.
Yeah.
So I tried not to be sad, but it was, still, I didn't ever feel confident.
Yeah. So I guess, that was going to be my question around, like, did this pregnancy feel a lot different for you? Or even just like, did the frozen embryo transfer feel different? Like, did you have more, I guess, stress or anxiety around that? And then obviously moving into that pregnancy, I guess, especially in those early days in the lead up to those 12 weeks, did it look a lot different for
Yeah.
you?
Well, and I also had to take is it Clexane
Yeah.
injections.
Yeah.
So that was just like another added step that I was doing. And plus, like, I think as well, when I was with the other pregnancy, I had 3 months of being sick
Yeah.
and being nauseous, and then to, like, come out of that and then have to do it all over again.
Yeah. Even that, having to put yourself through it and thinking about that would have been awful.
And just, every week it would be like, okay, we've made it to 6 weeks, we made it to 7 weeks.
Yeah.
And we were planning going away, and I was freaking out that, I don't know, going in the airplane would cause something. Like, I just,
Honestly, yeah.
but my doctor was really good and said, if you want to come in for a scan whenever, just to give you peace of mind. So I went in just before we went away, just to be like, is everything okay?
Yep.
But yeah, I've never felt that anxious before.
Yeah.
Just uncertain for such a long period of time too.
Yeah. And do you feel like that went away at the 12-week mark, or it was for your entire pregnancy?
I think it's still there now.
Yeah.
Like,
It's just so understandable.
yeah, it's been so different with Memphis. Just, yeah, I just had this constant fear when I was like 38 weeks pregnant. I was just like, something's going to go wrong. Something's going to happen. I just never felt settled.
Yeah. And then I guess throughout the pregnancy, were there any tools that you leaned on to help you navigate that time?
I think just, like, trying to talk about it with other people. I actually had 2 friends due around the same time.
Yep.
And so that was kind of good, just, like, talking with them. And one of them, she had been doing IVF as well and had, like, a few miscarriages before me. It was good to just every now and then be like, I'm feeling like this, and just let it all out.
Yep.
Especially when I knew she was feeling the same. But yeah, there's probably was more tools that I could have used and lent on.
Yep.
Like, looking back, I didn't know, like, where to go to necessarily find that support. Apart from, like, probably my doctor or my nurse friend every 2 minutes.
Now, I kind of just want to reflect back on, I guess, your whole journey.
Yes.
And also, I didn't ask this at the time, but around your pregnancy loss in particular, were there any specific relationships that were impacted? And then I guess even for your whole journey, relationships, I mean, obviously your partnership, your direct partnership with Josh and your family, but then anyone outside of that, or anything like with work or anything like that.
Yeah, I definitely think it changed my mindset on work. We've since we don't have blank space anymore.
Yep.
We've just focused on Betty's, which is smaller, less stress, easy to manage,
Yep.
meaning more family time.
Yep.
There was definitely a couple of friendships that I just had to step away from.
Yep.
They had their own personal issues.
Yeah.
And I just felt like I'm the biggest empath, so I take everyone's emotions.
Mhm.
And I've always been fine with that, but like this time I was just like, I have nothing left to give
Yep.
anyone else right now.
Yeah.
And I just
Feel like people understood that, or was that those friendships that people couldn't quite understand where you were coming?
I think a couple, they definitely understand.
Yes.
I still sort of struggle probably to rebuild that.
Yep.
I've definitely made my circle smaller, which for me is hard to do. And I definitely just like the friends that I do have, like choosing my time. I definitely probably around Harlow would, because Phoenix was at that age where I could go and have a night out and still hang out with my friends a lot. When I had Harlow, that was a real sort of shock to a few friends. And then, yeah, after the loss, I think it just made me go, like, I don't need to be going out on a Saturday night. And like, I would much rather now be at home
Yeah, with
with
your
them.
family.
Yeah, which so like I guess probably kind of was a good thing. That made me grow up a little bit more.
Yeah.
And yeah, it really just changed on like who I let in to our life.
Yeah.
Like I'm fine with having lots of people I talk to and friends, but like who I actually share my children with and let them come into their life too.
Yeah.
And just trying not to take on everyone else's
Yeah.
problems.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you've already spoken a lot about this and everything that you've just said, but is there anything specifically that the entire experience has taught you about yourself and about your relationship?
When I felt that disappointment that it wasn't a girl,
Yeah.
it just made me just the next time around be so much more just appreciative and not so focused on what it's meant to be. It's like
Yeah.
we were meant to have a little girl and she was gonna be called Betty.
Yep.
It's like, honey, I got your little girl Betty. Yeah. Like so it just changed and now like I never imagined myself as like a boy mum.
Yep.
And just now having like two boys, like I made me, I guess, be like, oh, I actually can do that. Yeah, still not great at like wanting to play basketball at 5 a.m. in the morning and stuff like that, but I'm sure I'll get there.
Yep.
And then it just, I guess, made me appreciate my body. Like I've never had a great body self-love. Like,
Okay. Yeah.
but just like what it went through.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
it went through 3 pregnancies in 2.5 years.
Yeah.
Like, it gets just wild.
Yeah. Women's bodies are amazing.
Yeah. And then probably with Josh then too, just to learn to lean on each other more.
Yep.
Always talk about his feelings out openly. That just, like, I had to remember that whole time too. Like, for me, I always felt like it was my loss because it was my body.
Yep.
But, like, just remembering to check in on him and it's,
Yeah.
okay, even like I sent his brother a message, being like, hey, can you just message him, just see how he is?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then is there anything you wish people maybe understood better about secondary infertility or IVF?
I think just that it's so much more common
Yeah.
than everyone thinks. And I think we just need to be taught more about our own bodies, like growing up, which I'm hoping they are nowadays, but just that it isn't as simple as falling pregnant straight away.
Yeah.
Like, it's such a shock when you do think that you have sex once, you're going to have a baby.
Yeah.
Like, then to have a baby and not be able to fall pregnant again. It's like,
Yeah, it's a confusing
yeah,
time. And I think, like, when we were younger, it was very much like a scare tactic to a degree of, like, if
definitely.
you have sex, you're gonna get pregnant immediately, and we all just thought that that was the case. As the generations come through, they will be taught better
Yeah.
about reproductive health.
But I just think how much money I would have wasted on the morning after pill.
Okay, and then just finally, is there anything that you would say to someone who might be starting out on the infertility journey or might be similar to you, whereas they've had a baby once and then they've been trying and it's just not happening for them? Is there anything that you'd want to say to them or any advice you'd have for them?
I think, like, don't be afraid to go and seek help.
Yeah.
Like, if you have that concern or that, I think, like, people are more intuitive than they realize. And if you have that thought, just go to the doctor and ask. Like, it can't hurt asking and getting that second opinion.
Yeah.
Um, like I know you're not gonna go, like, first month trying it doesn't happen, but yeah, I just feel like, what if we'd gone 6 months earlier? Yeah, I think so many people are, it's not that they're afraid, it's just that, like, having babies is a natural thing, so, like, they don't seek that intervention.
Yeah.
Um, and I know, like, sometimes, like, for males, it can be confronting, I guess, like, having to go in and get the sperm tested and
Yeah.
yeah. And it is a big step, but I think just if you have that thought, just do it.
Just getting those initial tests done and knowing. And I think you made a really good call on a lot of the time the women are looked at and then you could go a year before a sperm is
Yes.
tested. And I
Yeah.
think that actually happens quite commonly.
Yeah.
It's not really talked about much, but just both go in, get the test done.
Yeah.
Most of them are free, like, and
Yeah.
not that much money really.
No. Yeah.
So it's so worth it.
Yeah, and I like you said, like, if Josh had got tested the first time I went in, like, would have put me on the IVF track a lot quicker.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
How did you, throughout your journey and especially after your pregnancy loss, how did you find hope, I guess, on the days that were really struggling and also in wanting to have another child? How did you find hope and, continue to move forward?
I think definitely when I was going to the gym, just
Yeah.
clearing my mind.
Yeah.
And I think there was, like, yeah, just a few different, like, people that I knew that had had miscarriages, and I'd saw them either pregnant or with babies, and I was like, "Hey, like, it can happen."
Yeah.
Like, just and I think focusing on the other 2 as well,
Yeah.
like, knowing, like, well, I've grown these beautiful babies, so I can do it.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, definitely having a good cry. Trying to find the positives in everything.
Yeah. A little moment.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Beautiful. And then I guess, do you just have any final words or anything else that you wanted to share that we haven't spoken about today?
I think just yeah, I think people need to talk about it more.
Yeah.
Don't be afraid. Like,
Yeah.
even, like, I never would have known that you had gone through it. Yeah, and, yeah, especially, like, you're always smiling, a happy person, like,
Yeah.
so it's just, yeah. And I think people get so turned off talking about it to other people. They don't wanna, like, upset them, like, bringing it up, like, but if you talk the amount of people that then go through it, and then you feel a bit more supported and not so isolated.
Yeah, and I think that's the thing and I personally, before I opened up, I felt like I was the only person in the world going through it, and I would have never known that you did either.
Yes,
Like,
yeah.
and then once you do share it, so many people will come to you, and I guess it's the same with a pregnancy loss. So many people will come to you and say, "I've had a similar experience," but if you're kind of not open about that, you don't know about all the other people around you that are going through it, and it's understandable. There is kind of a stigma around it, and it's a bit of a taboo topic, but I think you're so right. It needs to be spoken about more, and people have the right to be open about it
Yeah,
and
yeah.
not feel scared or afraid to be open about it. So people can be more understanding, I guess, of just what they're going through as well. Like,
Yeah.
comes to events and all that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Yeah, and just when you are having a crappy day,
Yeah.
like, everyone's allowed to have their crappy days,
Yeah.
but, like, at least if they know what you've just gone through,
Yeah. Yeah.
they hopefully then can be a little bit more understanding, or
Exactly.
if you're at work, it might be you need time off. Like, it's
Yeah. Exactly right. Or like you might miss a friend's birthday because you're having a really hard week and you've had really bad news, and they would be a lot more understanding if they knew what's going on with you. So, all right. Well, thank you so much. This has been such a beautiful conversation. And I just know so many people are going to get so much out of this. So thank you for being open. And I hope that it helps more people be open about their stories.
thank you for this podcast, for sharing your story from others.
Yeah. Thank you. This has been The Space Between Two Lines. If you enjoyed today's episode, don't forget to subscribe, leave a review, and register on our website to share your story. The link is in the bio. Until next time.